In the beginning of the drama, we see the female lead, Sen-jin, who is going towards her company's office in a great hurry because she has an important meeting today. Just then, she gets a call from her friend. She tells Sen-jin, "I heard that you have been working on this project for 2 nights. Whatever you do, you will do well, so there is no need to put too much pressure on yourself." Sen-jin is still talking when a person appears on the other side of the road, and upon seeing him, her speed slows down. She keeps looking at him and even tries to follow him, but he disappears from her sight, so she continues on to the office. When she reaches the meeting room, she sees that the same boy she had just seen on the road is sitting there. That boy's name is Lee Woo. Lee Woo and Chen-jin already know each other, but right now, in the meeting, in front of people, they do not show that they both know each other. And Chen-jin just meets him as a stranger. Then, she starts giving her project presentation, the topic of which is nature and bond. While she is explaining the project, some scenes with Lee Woo are also being shown, in which Chen-jin had given Lee Woo a digital watch, and Lee Woo was wearing that same watch today. And he had also brought the pen that Sen-jin had given him. When she completes her presentation, Lee Woo asks her, "According to you, what is a bond?" Sen-jin explains, "A relationship in which 2 people are connected to each other by a thread." Lee Woo says, "If one person lets go of that thread but the other one is still holding on, does that held thread have no meaning?" Chen-jin becomes a little uncomfortable with his question, and a very awkward environment is created there. Seeing this, Lee Woo says, "I was just asking casually." After this, Chen-jin comes to the washroom. There she remembers her first meeting with Lee Woo when she had seen Lee Woo in a village. Her husband Woo-fu was also with her there. Lee Woo's grandpa tells her, "They support the children of the village. They have come to sponsor you too." Grandpa starts telling Chen-jin about Lee Woo. His grades are very good. In the present, when Sen-jin is about to leave from there, Lee Woo comes and asks her, "Do you really know the meaning of a bond? If you do, then why didn't you contact me for so long? Did you not consider the bond that was between us to be anything?" Chen-jin does not give him any answer and leaves from there. After that, Lee Woo's friend, Cheng Rui, also arrives there with his car and asks Lee Woo, "When you know Chen-jin, why were you pretending as if you don't know her?" So he says, "When did I act like that?" Then Cheng Rui says, "Because of you, I was feeling awkward too. Still, why are you lying that you didn't act like that?" Then he informs him, "Chen-jin has created a group. Take a look." Lee Woo starts looking at the group, but he cannot see Chen-jin's profile. Perhaps Chen-jin had blocked him. That's why he takes Cheng Rui's phone and starts checking her profile, in which all of Chen-jin's posts are good, but one post is with a man. Seeing that, he stops right there. Cheng Rui starts asking him, "Is this her boyfriend?" Hearing this, Lee Woo starts looking at him angrily. Then we see a scene from the past where Chen-jin is sitting quietly. Just then, she gets a message from her husband, which says, "Let's talk about a divorce." At that moment, she gets a call from an unknown number, so she receives it. It is Lee Woo, who tells her, "You came to sponsor me a year ago." Chen-jin tells him, "I wasn't the one sponsoring, my husband was." Lee Woo says, "I called him. He told me, we are separating and asked me to talk to you about it." He explains, "My grandpa passed away a year ago, and now I am living at my aunt's house. Their financial condition is not good, so they told me to get a job. That's why I had to leave my studies then, but now I want to continue my studies." After talking to Lee Woo, Chen-jin talks to Woo-fu about this. He says, "I don't want to help that boy. Anyway, people like them can't achieve anything in life." Chen-jin says, "You can't put that child's career at stake like this. You should help him." But he says, "I don't want to do anything. Go and do whatever you want." Saying this, he cuts the call. Lee Woo's uncle and aunt did not want him to study, so Chen-jin goes to his village to help him. As soon as she reaches Lee Woo's house, his uncle is scolding him there. He also throws his books down. Sen-jin talks to them about this. "Why don't you want Lee Woo to study? If he studies, he will get a good job later on and will earn you even more money." But the uncle doesn't even listen to her. He just wanted Chen-jin to make him work so that he could earn money for them. Hearing their words, Sen-jin also gets angry at them. Then it gets dark, and the weather is not good either, so Sen-jin stays there for one night. There is no electricity in the village, so Lee Woo brings a candle and a coil for her. Sen-jin asks him, "Why do you want to study?" So Lee Woo says, "I want to study so that I can also do something good for the people who have done good to me." She asks, "If someone tells you that you will not benefit from these studies, will you believe them?" So Lee Woo says, "No, I will not believe them because I have faith in myself." Chen-jin likes this about him. Then she says, "It's very late now. You should go to your room." Lee Woo gets up and starts to leave, but as he is leaving, he realizes that the door is not closing at all, so he gets worried for Chen-jin. But Chen-jin says, "It's okay. I will secure myself by placing a table in front of the door." But still, Lee Woo was worried about her, so he protects her by standing outside all night. The next morning, Chen-jin brings him to the city. After going home, Chen-jin orders food. Liwu is sitting and eating comfortably, so Chenjin tells him, "Your age is 19, right? So from now on, you should call me sister because I am older than you." Liwu says, "Yes." After this, Senjin shows him his room. Then she comes to her room and starts talking to her friend, Chun Chang. She tells Kenjin, "Do you want to fix everything with your husband? That you brought his sponsored boy to your home." So Chenjin says, "It's nothing like that. He showed a very wrong attitude towards that boy. I couldn't bear to see it, so I thought I would sponsor him." In the morning, when Chenjin comes to Liwu's room, her eyes fall on the sofa. He had not converted the sofa into a bed. She says, "Sorry, I forgot to tell you that this sofa can be converted into a bed." Then she also shows him how to do it. Then she takes him out to eat with her. Liwu says, "I know how to cook." So Chen Jin says, "Okay, then you can cook. If there is anything missing at home, let me know, and I will bring it." Sen Jin praises his eyes and says, "I think you got your eyes from your mom. She must be very lovely." Liwu says, "I don't know. I haven't seen my mom, nor do I have any picture of her." Chen Jin feels a little bad about this and says, "I'm sorry." After this, Chen Jin goes to get fruits. On the way, her eyes fall on her husband, Wu Fu, who is going to a restaurant with a girl. She also follows him into the same restaurant and sits down with him. Wu Fu starts telling her, "I came here to talk about my project." So Chen Jin says, "Where are the other people? Because project discussions are not held between two people sitting in a restaurant like this." That girl leaves from there, making an excuse for a meeting, and Wu Fu gets busy on his phone. Seeing this, Chen Jin also starts to leave, but when she comes outside, he says to her, "What do you want, after all? You scared away my client." Sen Jin says, "How long will you keep lying to me? How does she look like your client? And how long has this been going on between you two?" Wu Fu says, "She was my client. She came here to talk to me about the project." Ken Jin says, "We have been together since college life, and we cannot separate like this now." So Wu Fu tells her, "Yes, but losing the child hurts me a lot." Chen Jin says, "So doesn't that hurt me? Was that not my baby? If I had a miscarriage, what would be my fault?" Wu Fu says, "I think we are not perfect for each other at all. I should have separated from you much earlier." Chen Jin is very hurt by his words and quietly goes home. After this, we come back to 2025, where Sen Jin was explaining her project very well. But Liwu gets a little angry with her. Why is she only talking about the project? Why isn't she talking about him? Seeing his behavior, Chen Jin says, "If you have any problem with me being in this project, I will leave it. Then will you approve it?" So Liwu says, "It's nothing like that." After this, Chen Jin leaves from there and comes back very tense thinking, "I don't know if Liwu will approve our project or not." The friend says, "You shouldn't be under so much tension." Just then, a worker comes and tells them that Liwu has signed the contract. Hearing this, Shen tells Chen Jin, "See, you were getting tense for no reason. He has even signed and sent the contract." But Chen Jin leaves the project, which then goes to Shen. Liwu doesn't like this, and he comes to Sen Jin to talk about it and says to her, "Have I become so bad for you that you even left that project because of me?" Sen Jin asks, "Have you been drinking?" Liwu reveals, "Yes, I have. It's my choice. I will do it." Saying this, he also kisses her. Chen Jin is trying to push him away from her. When he moves away, she starts to leave. From behind, Liwu says, "This is your mistake, that you never listened to anyone else. You left on your own will. You didn't ask me even once if I wanted to let you go. Even now, you didn't ask me if I want to remove you from this project or not. You left it yourself." Chen Jin quietly listens to all his words, and when he falls silent, she leaves from there. After this, the story flashes back to 2016, where Chen Jin takes Liwu to college for his admission. After the admission, Ken Jin thinks he doesn't have the right clothes to adjust with the kids here, so she takes him shopping. But seeing the prices of the clothes there, Liwu feels that he shouldn't buy them. Still, Chen Jin is forcing him to buy everything, so he searches and selects only the low-priced clothes. Then they both come to a restaurant to eat, where her friend Chun Chang had also come. Chen Jin sees that Liwu is not eating, so she tells him to eat. Upon her saying so, Liwu immediately starts eating, and just then, his health starts to deteriorate. They both get worried seeing him and immediately take him to the hospital. After reaching there, Yen Jin finds out that Liwu is allergic to seafood, which is why he is in this condition. She asks Liwu, "Didn't you know about the allergy?" He says no. Then Chun Chang takes Chen Jin outside and starts explaining to her, "He is afraid of you. Why do you talk to him so rudely?" Ken Jin says, "I talk to him very nicely, but I don't know why he doesn't want to tell me everything about himself. He never tells me anything on his own, no matter how well I treat him." So Chun Chang says, "Perhaps no one has ever treated him well. That's why he thinks many times before telling anyone anything, whether he should tell or not." After listening to her, Chen Jin talks to Liwu very nicely and says, I want to know about you. You can tell me now because I won't have time later. Your school will also start. So whatever you need, just let me know. Liwu just says, okay. Then she gives him her phone saying, if you need anything at school, let me know. Then next day, she comes to drop Liwu off at his college where he is going to live now. Liwu also has some roommates who quickly become his friends. Liwu is studying in his room when his friends also come, who are making a lot of noise. So he thinks of messaging Chen Jin. He tells her, my classes have started. So she asks, what time is the class? Is it too early? Liwu says, no, it's just an 8 a.m. class. She says, okay, study well. And how are your roommates? Are they nice to you? At this, Liwu looks towards his roommates, who are already looking at him because he was smiling a lot while talking to Chen Jin. He tells Chen Jin they are all good too. From the next day, Liwu's classes start. The teacher introduces him to all the other students in the class. Here, Senjin's husband calls her to a restaurant to talk. He just starts talking about the divorce because he wanted to get a divorce quickly. So Chen Jin says, why are you in such a hurry for a divorce? Have you already planned to marry someone else? So he says, it's nothing like that. Then he starts talking about the things that will come with the divorce, like which thing will go to whom. He says, I paid for the house, so the house will come to me. You can keep the rest of the things. Chen Jin remains silent on this matter because she had not read the rules of the divorce agreement. After saying his piece, Wufu leaves from there. Then we see a scene from 2024 again, where Sen Jin was having dinner with her mom and dad. Now that Kenjin and Wufu are divorced, her mom wants her to get married again. Mom starts talking about a certain Dr. Liu, so Sen Jin says, there is nothing like that between him and me. He never proposed to me, so how can I think that he likes me? Mom says, from his words, it seems that he likes you a lot. But Chen Jin says, if he proposes to me, I might think about him. Otherwise, we are just friends, and nothing more. After that, mom and dad leave. Late night, someone comes to Chen Jin's house who is repeatedly entering the wrong password. Just then, Chen Jin comes and sees that it is Liwu, who was very drunk. She opens the door and asks him, what are you doing here so late at night? But he is very drunk and falls on top of her without saying anything. Chen Jin takes him inside. She makes him sit on the sofa and starts to leave, but Liwu grabs her and pulls her onto his lap and starts kissing her forcefully. At first, Chen Jin is trying to stop him, but in the end, she gives in. After the kiss, instead of saying something nice to her, he says, sister, I hate you. Hearing this, Sen Jin gets very angry at him. Then we go back to 2016, where Liwu is studying in his room. The rest of his roommates were going to their respective homes because their vacation had started. One of his friends also asks him, aren't you going home? Liwu remains silent at this. He also wished he had a home where he could go to spend his vacation. Just then, he gets a call from Chen Jin. She says, your vacation has started, right? Pack your bag, I'm coming to pick you up. Hearing this, Liwu becomes very happy and immediately packs his bag and leaves from there. Senjin first brings him to a restaurant to eat. Then they are both going home when Senjin gets a call from Chun Chang, so she attends it in front of Liwu. Chun Chang tells her, I saw your husband with some girl. I'm sending you the location. Come here quickly. After that, she sends Liwu home alone and comes to the location sent by her friend. There, her husband is seen sitting in a restaurant with a girl. It was the same restaurant where her husband had taken her on their first anniversary. This thing hurts Chenjin a lot, that he has brought another girl to the same spot. Seeing this, she starts to cry. And just then, Liwu comes from behind and puts his hand over her eyes so that she doesn't see all this. And then he also makes a video of them from her phone. Then they both come home. Senjin is talking to her friend, now I am realizing what a despicable person I had married. Chun Chang also felt very bad for her, and from inside, Liwu was listening to their conversation. In the morning, when Chen Jin wakes up, she sees that something is cooking in the kitchen. She asks Liwu, did you make this? So Liwu says, yes, this is hangover soup for you. She asks, since when do you know how to make this? So Liwu says, my aunt used to make it for my uncle. I learned from her. Then Ken Jin sits down and starts drinking the soup and asks him, if someone bothers you, how will you respond? Liwu says, I will respond to them in the same way. Hearing this, Chen Jin starts to smile and says, this means you are not one to sit quietly. Now, a little inspired by him, Chen Jin also reaches Wufu's house to bother him. Wufu asks, what have you come here for? So Chen Jin says, why, can't I come? This is my house too. We are not divorced yet. Her eyes fall on a pair of shoes, which are ladies' shoes. She comes inside and sees that a girl's things are lying in the room. Saying this, she makes a video call to someone, and all the things in the house are clearly visible. Seeing this, Wufu starts chasing her, shouting, delete the video. So Chen Jin says, I haven't made any video. Rather, I made a video call to my lawyer. Now he has recorded all of this. You can't get it deleted. Hearing this, he becomes quiet because the matter had now reached the lawyer. He asks, what do you want? Chen Jin says, the rules you wrote in the divorce, I'm not going to follow them. I want my equal share in everything. Now he couldn't do anything, so he quietly agrees to her demand. Then she comes home and sees that Liwu is again going to study. She says, "You just got free from your studies. Don't study so much. You should watch some movie or series or something." But Liwu had not seen any of this yet, so Chen Jin herself starts playing something of her choice for him. Whatever show she plays for him, Liwu starts watching it, and he likes it. Then his vacation ends, and they have their exams in which Liwu gets very good marks, 78 out of 100. The teacher scolds all the students. "You all have been studying for so long, yet you are still behind Liwu." The teacher wanted to make them feel shy, but they were laughing at their own insult. But for Liwu, these marks are also quite low. He is not happy with them. The next day, Chen Jin is shown who has been divorced. She comes to her house with a lot of flowers and posts a picture of them. Then she meets Liwu and asks him, "How were your results?" Liwu says, "My result was not that good. That's why I didn't tell you." Chen Jin says, "Whatever it is, you should have told me." He takes out his result and places it in Chen Jin's hand. That result was very good according to Chen Jin. She tells Liwu, "It's good? Then why were you saying that?" He says, "I didn't even make it to the top 30. Chen Jin asks, "Did anyone tell you that you have to be in the top 30? He says, "Oh, no, nobody said that." Chen Jin says, "Then this is a very good result." Then Chen Jin drops him off at the campus again. Liwu finds out from his aunt that she has injured her hand so she won't be able to work. That's why Liwu decides that he should go back to the village to help his aunt. He messages Chen Jin, "I'm going back to the village." In the morning, when he leaves for the village, Chen Jin also arrives there in her car. Liwu goes and sits. She asks him, "Don't you consider me your own that you didn't tell me about your problem?" So Liwu says, "It's not like that. Your job is about to start, so I didn't want to bother you." Chen Jin becomes quiet at this. Then they both reach the village. There, along with Liwu, Chen Jin also works in their field. After this, we come back to 2026, where Chen Jin is sitting with Cheng Rui, and he starts telling her about Liwu's condition. He has migraines and also insomnia because of which he can't sleep. All this started when he went abroad. He couldn't sleep, and he used to spend all his time studying so that he could start his own business before completing his studies. He never kept himself free. Chen Jin gets very worried knowing about his condition and goes to the office and keeps thinking about it. Then she asks one of her friends, "If someone has a migraine, how can it be cured?" Shen says, "You should talk to Dr. Liu about this. He will cure it." Then she takes a half day and comes to talk to Liwu and asks him about his condition and starts saying, "I'm sorry." So Liwu asks, "Why are you saying sorry? Did you ever feel regret about me leaving?" Chen Jin doesn't speak on this, so he stands up and starts to leave, saying, "If you don't have any regrets, then I don't need your sorry either, Young." So Chen Jin stops him and says, "Ever since you came back, we haven't had a proper conversation, so we should talk." So Liwu gives her his WeChat and leaves. After some time, when Liwu is at the gym, he gets a message from Chen Jin on his mobile. She tells him, "I have made an appointment for you with the doctor tomorrow, so we will go there." Seeing this message, Liwu does not reply at all, so Chen Jin says, "I'll take this as a yes." Seeing this, he starts to smile. The next day, both of them reach the hospital to see the doctor, who is Dr. Liu. At first, Liwu is not able to recognize him by his name. But when Chen Jin says thanks to him, Liu says, "What's the need for thanks? You are my friend." Hearing this, Liwu remembers, this is the same person with whom I saw Chen Jin's picture. Now, after knowing this, he did not want to get treatment from the doctor, so he also takes his report from him, saying, "I will take my medicine myself." Then, while leaving from there, Chen Jin tells him, "You should keep coming here for your checkups." So Liwu says, "Okay." Then he asks, "Are you free on Saturday?" So she says, "No, I have to go to my mom and dad's house on Saturday." And in the next scene, we see that when Chen Jin goes to her mom and dad's house on Saturday, Liwu is already present there. Seeing him, Chen Jin asks, "How are you here?" So he tells her, "I came here to meet uncle and auntie." And her mom and dad are also behaving very nicely with Liwu. They ask Liwu, "Where are you living?" He says, "Right now, I don't have a place to live. I am staying in a hotel. I tried a lot to find a house, but I couldn't find any good house." At this, Dad says, "You should go and look for a house in Chen Jin's area. You will find one there." After this, he comes with Chen Jin to look for a house. But whatever house they go to see, some issue or another comes up, because of which Chen Jin herself does not let him take that house. Now in the end, the person showing the houses also ran out of the list of houses, but then he makes a call somewhere and finds out about a house. Chen Jin and Liwu go to see that house. That house is absolutely perfect, but Chen Jin still makes a face and leaves from there saying, "If you want to take it, then take it." Because that house is right in front of Chen Jin's house. Liwu also says, "If I had found any other good house, I would not have taken a house here." But as soon as Chen Jin leaves from there, it is revealed that he and the person showing the house were in it together. Liwu had told him to show bad houses and, at the very end, show this one so that Chen Jin would not suspect that Liwu himself has come to the house in front of hers. After shifting there, he comes to Chen Jin's house to tell her, "I have to to go shopping, but I don't know the market well, so you come with me. That's why she also comes with him. There, Liwoo does not like any of the mattresses. Both are coming from there when they see a movie poster. Liwoo tells her, "You recommended this movie to me, right?" So Senjin says, "Yes, at that time, your English was weak. That's why I recommended this to you." Then Liwoo starts saying sorry to her and says, "I shouldn't have said to you that you didn't feel regret when I left. In fact, you sent me from here for my own benefit, so that I could see and understand the world, and you just wanted me to move further in my life. But I misunderstood you." For which he says, "I'm sorry." Then we go back to 2016, where Liwoo was studying in his room when the people doing the checking come to see if all the students are in the room or not. Seeing this, they all get worried that if Cheng Roy is caught today, he will be expelled because he has been caught going out at night before too. Hearing this, Liwoo goes and lies down on Cheng Rui's bed. When the checkers come, seeing Liwoo's bed empty, they think that Liwoo is not in the room, and then they leave from there. Seeing this, both friends are very happy. You saved Cheng Rui, that's why he considers you his best friend. Now this news also reaches Chen Jin. When she comes to school, she finds out that Liwoo was being scolded. He is asked, "Where were you last night?" Liwoo doesn't say anything in front of them, so Chen Jin takes him outside and asks, "Where were you last night?" He says, "I didn't go anywhere. I just helped my friend." But Ken Jin gets very angry at this and scolds him too. Then Liwoo goes to his class, and Ken Jin goes and tells the teacher everything. He didn't go anywhere last night. Rather, he helped his friend. After knowing this, Chung Roy gets a lot of scolding from the sir. Chung Roy's friends start asking him, "Why were you scolded because of last night? Because your name wasn't even mentioned." Hearing this, Chung Roy starts shouting at Liwoo, "You were the one who told them my name. It's because of you that I got scolded." Liwoo himself is surprised because he didn't even know how the teacher found out the truth. But because of this, all of Chung Rui's friends get angry with him. Later, Liwoo asks Chen Jin about this. "You were the one who told the teacher everything, right?" So she says, "Yes, I was the one who told her. I don't want you to lie for others. This will have a bad effect on your studies. You don't know how I got you admitted here." So Liwoo says, "You were the one who said that I should make friends. So shouldn't I have done even this much for my friend?" Hearing this, she becomes quiet and leaves from there in anger. Later, Liwoo calls her, but she doesn't pick up his call either. The next morning, Liwoo has to go back to the campus. So he leaves his phone and a note and goes. Senjin reads that note, in which it was written, "From now on, you will not get any complaints from my side." Senjin gets a little angry at this and wonders why he left his phone there. Then we see Liwoo, who is in class, when some kids start bothering him because now his friends were angry with him. They didn't like Liwoo from the beginning. At first, Liwoo is tolerating it, but when they start bothering him too much, he also gets ready to fight them. Just then, their monitor comes and tells those people to leave. And then she asks Liwoo, "Are you okay?" He says, "Yes, I'm fine, but how did you come here?" So she says, "Cheng Rui sent me." Hearing this, he becomes quiet. After this, the monitor talks to Cheng Rui. She tells him everything about Liwoo. He doesn't have parents, and that lady is not his real sister. He is just studying here with her support. That's why you shouldn't do this to Liwoo. Cheng Rui says, "I didn't even know that he doesn't have parents." Now he was feeling very bad for Liwoo that he was misunderstanding him for no reason. Then we see Liwoo, whom those boys again come and start bothering, and soon a fight starts between them. Here, Chung Rui is coming with a lot of things to say sorry to Liwoo when he finds out that two boys are fighting. So he also stands and starts watching. But when he finds out that the fight is with Liwoo, he goes to save him. Seeing this, those boys tell Chung Rui, "We are doing all this for you." So he says, "Don't blame me for this. When did I ask you people to do all this with Liwoo?" Then the teacher calls all those boys and calls their parents to complain about them. The mothers of the two boys who fought with Liwoo are protecting their own children. But when Chen Jin finds out about all this, she tells Liwoo, "Why are you getting worried? If these people bother you again, you should respond to them in the same way." After that, she comes to the class and warns all the children, no one should dare to bother Liwoo. She also tells the teacher, "Liwoo is a very good student. He will never bother anyone and will not make any mistake. I have full faith in him." After this, Chung Rui says, "I'm sorry," to Liwoo, and Liwoo quickly forgives him. Chung Rui asks, "Are we still best friends?" So he says, "Yes." Then in this happiness, Chung Rui gives a treat to all his friends. Then we come back to 2024, where Chen Jin and Liwoo have come to Dr. Liu. Looking at his report, the doctor is telling him, "You should not take stress and keep yourself relaxed. Only then you will be able to get well." Then the doctor asks, "What happened to you that you got the issue of migraine?" Liwoo says, "I don't remember anything." Then Dr. Liu writes down the medicines and gives them to him. They both come back home, but when Liwoo is entering the password to open the door, it repeatedly shows an incorrect password. Liwoo says, "I entered the correct password. Why is it showing it's wrong?" So Sen Jin says, "It seems your lock is broken. You should call them so they can come and fix it. When Liwu calls, he finds out that they can't come tonight, but can come and fix it only tomorrow. That's why he asked Jin, "Can I stay at your place tonight?" Hearing this, she first becomes silent but then gives him permission. There, Liwu goes to his room where he used to stay before. Jin is looking for a pillow for him because he has a migraine issue, so which pillow would be right for him? Just then, she remembers that there are a lot of Liwu's things in that room, so she immediately goes towards that room. Then she sees that Liwu is already looking at the things that she had kept safely. She tells him, "You shouldn't look at other people's things in their house like this." So Liwu says, "I think all these things belong to me, so it's not wrong for me to look at them." Then Jin leaves from there, but seeing this, a smile comes to Liwu's face, realizing that Jin has not forgotten him yet. In fact, she has also kept his things safely. Then we see a scene from 2016, where Liwu's exams are over. Then he messages Jin, "My exams are over?" She asks, "How were they?" So he says, "They were good." Then Jin brings him home with her. Coming home, she sees that a lot of things are scattered here and there, so she tells Liwu, "You go and take a shower. I will tidy up all this in the meantime." Liwu goes to take a shower, and then he sees that he has brought both trousers and forgot to bring a shirt. He puts on the trousers and looks outside to see if Jin is watching. Jin is not visible anywhere, so he quickly starts running towards his room, but just then, Jin comes in front of him and starts asking, "Why are you roaming around without clothes?" So he says, "I forgot to bring a shirt." Then he quickly goes into the room and is feeling very embarrassed. When he comes out, Jin starts giving him a towel, but just then, the towel falls from her hand, and they both bend down to pick it up, because of which they both come very close to each other, and both start feeling a little uncomfortable. Then Liwu says, "I want to go to the village to meet my grandpa," so Jin brings him to the village. Liwu stops her there and starts going to his grandpa's grave, so Jin says, "Why should I stay here? Am I your driver? I will also go with you." Then she also comes with Liwu to his grandpa's grave. Liwu had brought many things to place on his grandpa's grave, and after placing them, whatever rituals has to be done, he does them. Jin was standing and watching him. Then they come back to the city. It is New Year, so Jin's mom and dad have also come home. Mom had given Jin dumplings to make, but their shape is not good at all, so Mom scolds her, saying, "Look at Liwu, how well he is making them." So Jin says, "After eating, everyone's shape becomes the same, so what's the use of making shapes?" Hearing this, everyone else starts laughing at her. All these people have New Year's dinner together, then it's time to take the New Year's red envelope. Mom and Dad give envelopes to both of them, so Jin says, "Why is my envelope so thin and Liwu's so thick? You have given him more money." Her mom and dad say, "We have given you both money of our own will." Then they all celebrate New Year together. Then we see a scene from 2024 where Liwu has come to Dr. Lu for his checkup. After the checkup, when he is about to leave, the doctor stops him and says, "You are just being a burden on Jin. She worries a lot about you, so get well as soon as possible." Liwu doesn't like his words at all. He says, "This is between me and Jin. You don't need to get involved." Saying this, he leaves. Then we see Liwu in the office. All the colleagues leave from there, but he is still sitting there. The alarm for taking his medicine also rings, but he doesn't take the medicine and also turns off all the alarms, because he had decided that from today onwards, he would not take any of Dr. Lu's medicine. Then we see Jin. When she comes home, she sees Liwu is again struggling to open his lock. So she asks him, "Is your lock broken again?" Just then, she sees that Liwu's condition is very bad. So she comes home with him and asks him, "Didn't you take your medicine?" So he tells her, "My medicine is left at the office, and you don't need to take tension about this. I just have a headache because of overtime." Hearing this, Jin gives him a massage, which makes him feel very relaxed, and he also falls asleep. Seeing him sleeping, Jin starts to leave. But then he holds her hand and says, "Until I fall asleep, please don't leave my side." Then we go back to 2016, where Liwu is having dinner and comfortably watching TV when he hears Jin's voice from the washroom. "Can you please pass me the hair drying cap? It's on the balcony. I forgot to bring it." Liwu brings her that cap. Jin covers her hair with it. The way she is covering her hair, Liwu can't control himself seeing her. So much so that now he doesn't even feel like sleeping. Then in the morning, he also leaves for the campus very early. Liwu's new class starts. The teacher introduces him to the students of his new class. Here, we see Jin, who has come with Chunchang to buy a gift for Liwu. There, she likes a pen, but it is very expensive. Chunchang says if he finds out its price, he will never use this pen. So Jin says, "I will not let him know." Then she buys the pen and sends it to Liwu. Liwu likes the pen very much. He also uses this pen in his exam. When he comes out after giving the exam, all the children's parents have come to pick them up. But Liwu's parents are not there, so he is very upset at first. But when he sees Jin there, who has come to pick him up, seeing this, a smile comes on his face, and he says hello to her. Jin asks him, "How was your exam?" Li Wu says, "It was very good, but when the result comes, you will be a little busy. But it will be good news for you." Just then, Chung Rui also comes there and starts praising Shen Jin. "I was able to recognize you in such a crowd. Otherwise, if I had to find Li Wu, I would never have been able to recognize him in such a crowd." Shen Jin's parents also arrive, and he goes with them. Then Ken Jin takes Li Wu to a restaurant. In conversation, Li Wu asks her, "Which university did you go to?" So she says, "I was a very average student, so I got admission in this university." Li Wu says, "I have also received a call from that university." But she says, "You are a good student, so you should go to a good university. And anyway, you are getting calls from so many good universities." Li Wu says, "If I go to another city, I will come home very rarely, Fura." So she says, "It's okay, a person has to leave home sometime. Go once to complete your studies, then come back." But Li Wu is thinking a lot about the university, what he should do. He is also looking at Chen Jin's picture very intently because he did not want to go away from Sen Jin. Then Li Wu's result also comes, which was very good. He clicks its photo and sends it to Sen Jin. As soon as she sees his result, she becomes very happy. She comes running and hugs him, but Li Wu gets a little nervous from this. Just then, Sen Jin gets a call from her mom, so she goes to attend her call. Mom comes to Ken Jin's house, so she starts telling her about Li Wu. "See how I get calls for toppers. If I were also a topper, you would have been so happy when you got calls for me. Today I am understanding the kind of happiness the mothers of topper children get." Hearing her words, her mom is also laughing. In the next scene, Sen Jin has come to meet her friend. Just then, she gets a message from Li Wu. "I have taken admission in Yijing University." Seeing this message, she gets very angry at Li Wu. She immediately calls him, but he is not picking up her call. Li Wu had even sent her 100,000 yen. When she comes home, Li Wu is already sitting there. She asks him, "Why did you take admission in this university without asking me? You were getting admission in such good universities, yet why did you have to go to this university? And why did you send me this 100,000? Li Wu says, "I am getting a scholarship. Along with that, I also got this money. So I thought I should repay your money, whatever you have spent on me. I will gradually give you the rest of the money." Chen Jin gets even angrier at this and says, "When did I ask you for money? When did I tell you that I want my money back? You'll see. One day, you will regret taking admission here, why you took admission in this university." But Li Wu says, "I have grown up. I can make my own decisions." Chen Jin says, "Tell me the real reason why you did this." He doesn't say anything to this because he was doing all this to stay near Chen Jin, and he couldn't tell her this right now. Chen Jin gets very angry at him and leaves, saying, "Now do whatever you want." Then Li Wu also packs all his belongings and leaves Sen Jin's house. Sen Jin's mom has come home, so she tells her about Li Wu. "He took admission in the university where I took it. He shouldn't have done that. There were many good universities for him." Hearing this, Mom reminds her of her time. "When your dad wanted to send you to another university, you applied here, even though Dad was not happy with this. But you didn't want to go away from home, so you did that. So maybe he also applied to this university for the same reason." Mom also starts explaining to Ken Jin, "He can't always follow your decision. He is not your real brother. He also wants to live his life his own way. So let him make his own decisions too." Sen Jin also tells her dad, "He has even returned the money to me." Dad says, "If he wants to give you money, let him. Some people are like that. Until they repay the favor of the other person, they cannot live their life freely because they feel that they are under someone's favor. Whatever he does, let him do it. You should just respect his decision." Then we see Li Wu, who has come to Cheng Rui's place. He introduces him to his uncle. Uncle tells Li Wu, "We have a place to stay. You can live there. And you need to check for an internship, right? You can do it in our company." Saying this, Uncle leaves. Cheng Rui tells him, "See, now you have a place to live and a part-time job too. Be happy now." Li Wu really does become happy. Then he opens Chen Jin's chat and looks, but there is no message from her. Seeing this, he gets a little upset. Then the next day, he comes to Ken Jin's company. She is ignoring him and leaving, but still Li Wu follows her and tells her everything. "I got a part-time job." And then he also says, "I'm sorry," and tells her about the university. There, they provide very good studies in artificial intelligence, and I want to grow in that field. That's why I chose that university. So Chen Jin says, "Then why didn't you tell me this at that time?" Li Wu says, "I was scared that you would say no." So Chen Jin says, "Oh, so that's why you thought you would go and apply yourself and tell me later. What difference does it make to me?" At this, Li Wu starts saying sorry to her again. Sen Jin had understood whatever her mom and dad had explained to her, so when Li Wu says, "I'm sorry," she forgives him and also asks him to come home with her, which makes Li Wu happy, and he starts following her. The next day, Chen Jin comes to drop him off at the university. She is putting his luggage in his room and then asks, "You said Chung Rui is also your roommate, so where is he?" At this, Li Wu takes out his phone and looks, and Chung Rui has messaged him, "I can't come now, I'll come after a while." He tells this to Chen Jin. Then Chen Jin says, there is some connection between you two. First, you studied in the same college, then you got admission in the same university, and then you are in the same room. After this, Li Wu comes to roam around the university with his friends and clicks pictures and sends them to Chen Jin too. Then we see a night scene. The wind is blowing very fast, so Chen Jin closes the window of her room and goes to close the window of Li Wu's room. While closing the window, water accidentally spills from her hand onto the study table. She starts cleaning it when she finds a diary in which only her name is written. She feels a little strange seeing it. Just then, she finds her picture in Li Wu's geometry box. She is looking at them when Li Wu comes after taking a shower. He sees that Chen Jin has both the things in her hand that he had hidden. Chen Jin asks him, what is this? Why have you kept my picture? And why have you written my name again and again in that diary? Li Wu directly says, I like you. Hearing this, she is very shocked and says, do you even know what it means to like someone? You are still young. So he says, I am not that young. So Chen Jin says, you can't like me. We are like brother and sister. But he says, we are not real brother and sister. Chen Jin says, I am still 10 years older than you. Later on, I will be even older than you, then you won't like me. But Li Wu says, I like you now, and I will always like you. Your age doesn't matter to me. I will marry you and no one else. Hearing this, she doesn't understand what to say and how to explain her point to Li Wu. She says, I don't have to give you any answer. So Li Wu says, who asked for an answer? You asked me why your picture is with me, so I told you that I like you. I don't have anything else to say about this. The next day, Chen Jin is in the office. She is coming down the stairs when her foot slips and she falls, due to which she sprains her ankle. Chun Chang calls Li Wu and tells him about this. Hearing about this, Li Wu immediately takes leave and leaves for home from there. Here at home, Chun Chang is asking Chen Jin, are you okay? So she says, I am fine, but you shouldn't have told Li Wu about this. She says, if I hadn't told him, who would have taken care of you? Anyway, I can't stay with you for long. I also have to go to my work. In a while, Li Wu arrives there, and Chun Chang leaves them both and goes. Li Wu asks her, are you okay? And sits next to her. As soon as he comes, he starts taking great care of her. He places a pillow under her foot, saying, this will give you relief. Chen Jin asks, how do you know about these things? Li Wu starts explaining, I have lived with my grandpa, so I know about these things. If you don't keep a pillow, your foot can also swell. Then he comes out and starts cooking for Chen Jin. After eating, Chen Jin has to go to the washroom, so Li Wu starts helping her up. But when he sees that Chen Jin is not able to walk properly, he suddenly picks her up in his arms. Chen Jin is not even ready for this. Until her leg gets better, Li Wu stays with her and takes care of her the whole time. When Chen Jin starts walking a little, he then leaves for his university. Then Chun Chang comes to meet her. And after talking for a while, she also talks about Li Wu. He is so cute and cares for you so much, you should think about him. Chen Jin becomes quiet at this because she doesn't understand what to do. She thought that due to the age gap, Li Wu would not like her later on. We see that Li Wu was going camping with his friend. He wanted to take Chen Jin with him too. He reaches outside her office to pick her up and stops at a signal, waiting for the cars to pass. Just then, he sees Chen Jin in front of him, who is with her colleague. She is talking to them with a lot of laughter, which Li Wu doesn't like at all. That's why he goes to Chen Jin and grabs her hand in front of her boss and takes her away. After going some distance, when he lets go of her hand, Chen Jin asks, what was that rude behavior? Li Wu asks, who was he? Do you like him? Chen Jin says, he was my boss. I don't like him, and he doesn't like me. And why are you talking like this? He becomes quiet at this, so Chen Jin starts to leave. But then he turns back, pulls her close, and suddenly kisses her. Then he says, I should have done this much earlier. I can't always watch you from a distance. I want to be yours. Chen Jin silently listens to his words and then kisses him back. And finally, they both start dating each other. After this, they both come home, but today both were feeling very awkward. But then Chen Jin confesses her love to him. She says, I dated Wu Fu for a long time too, and then we got married, and then we got divorced quickly. After that divorce, I thought I would never be able to love anyone again. But after meeting you, my thoughts have changed. I think I can love and I love you. Saying this, Chen Jin hugs him. Li Wu says, I have been waiting for this moment for a long time. The next day, they both come to the campus where they are both looking at each other again and smiling. Chung Rui also notices this and asks Li Wu, what's going on between you two? Are you not going to tell me either? So Li Wu says, we just got into a relationship last night. That's why I didn't get time to tell you. Just then, Chung Rui's uncle comes and gives them both some work. In the next scene, we see that Senjin has come to a studio to shoot an ad, but they find out that the model who was supposed to come today will not be able to come for some reason. Senjin says, find out from anywhere. If we find a boy, we will get the ad done with him. Just then, Li Wu arrives there with a delivery. When Senjin sees him, she becomes very happy because she had found exactly the kind of boy she needed for her ad shoot. Then she takes Liwoo to the makeup room. He didn't understand what Jin wanted him to do, but Jin just tells him, do me a favor. So Liwoo also quietly does everything. After makeup and dressing, Liwoo is explained how and what he has to do. According to their instructions, he also does everything, and their ad is shot very well. The next day, when Liwoo is at the university, their HOD calls him and tells him, your academic status is very good, so you can go abroad for studies. This offer has come for you, which comes for very few students. Liwoo is happy with this, but when he finds out that he will have to stay abroad for 2 years, he gets a little upset and starts asking, can I come home in between these 2 years? The sir says, you cannot come back even once in 2 years. So Liwoo doesn't understand what to do, whether he should go or not. He comes home but doesn't tell Jin anything about it. The next day when Jin is in the office, she gets a call from Liwoo's professor. He says, I want to talk to you about Liwoo. She gets a little worried about what has happened. So he tells her about Liwoo going abroad and also tells her he has rejected this offer. Hearing this, Jin gets a little worried and then comes to Chun Chang and talks about it. First, he left the university because of me, and now he is leaving the offer to go to the US because he doesn't want to go away from me. But this will not be right for him. How will he be able to move forward in his career like this? They both make a plan together. Then Jin says, am I being selfish? So she says, no, you are not being selfish at all. You are doing all this for his good. Then we see Liwoo, who comes home and starts looking at Jin's laptop, in which something about a US company was opened. Seeing this, he starts asking Jin, are you going to the US? Jin says, yes, you were not going to tell me this, but I got to know about it from your university. I was waiting for you to tell me, but you didn't tell me, so I am telling you that I am leaving the company here and joining a company in the US. I have a friend there. She has told me that there are some good jobs in the company there, for which I have applied. She tells him, will you apply again so that we can go there and start our new life? Hearing this, Liwoo becomes very happy and immediately applies, and he also starts looking for a house there. After applying, Liwoo also starts his packing, but Jin had taken only a few things. So he says, will you take only these many things? So she says, I will buy new things when I get there, so I am not taking much. The next day, Jin comes on a date with him and spends a good time with him. The next day, Liwoo comes to his part-time job. Chung Roi's uncle is congratulating him. Now your internship is over. Then he asks him, you had a birthday party for your girlfriend. Why did you cancel it? So Liwoo says, her birthday will be after I leave, so we will celebrate her birthday in the US. After leaving from here, he comes to Jin, who is talking to Shen. As soon as Liwoo arrives, Shen leaves from there. He asks, was she your friend? So Jin says, yes, I am leaving, right? So she came to meet me. Liwoo says, you could have spent some more time with them. So Jin says, no, we had our talk, so she left. It was time for them both to go home, so Jin starts putting all her documents in her bag, one file that she was repeatedly hiding from Liwoo. Then they both happily come home. But after going home, Liwoo starts looking at that file, from which he finds out that Jin is partnering with Shen and is going to do business. Seeing this, he understands that she is not going to the US. From behind, Jin also sees him reading that file. Liwoo starts getting very angry at her about what all this is. Jin says, I knew you wouldn't agree to go to the US like this, so I used this method. But now Liwoo is getting very angry at her, so they both have a fight. Jin says, I don't want you to keep giving up on everything because of me. I want you to have a good life, a good future. And all these things won't be possible while staying here. Liwoo says, I want to be with you. I don't want to be in a long-distance relationship. Our relationship won't work like this, and I don't want to lose you at all. I wasn't doing all this because of you, but I myself don't want to be away from you. Hearing his words, Jin says, if I were not in your life, would you give up on this? No, right? That's why you should go. And I myself am saying that this will not affect our relationship. But Liwoo is not ready to listen to her. So Jin says, I want to break up with you. And then she goes to her room in anger, locks the door, and cries a lot. Liwoo is also crying while sitting outside the door. Then at night, she leaves the house, leaving a note. As long as you are here, I will not come here. I will stay at Chun Chang's house. After some time, Jin's birthday comes. Chun Chang decorates nicely for her, but there Jin was missing Liwoo a lot because after she came here, he had gone to the US. After celebrating her birthday, when she comes home, she sees Liwoo everywhere in the house. She comes to her room, and there she finds a diary and a watch that Liwoo had brought for her birthday gift. Seeing it, she misses him and starts crying. Then we see Chung Rui, who is sitting with his friend in the library and studying. But he is not able to remember anything well. He is also feeling bad about his friend typing, and he doesn't like any sound. He is studying in a loud voice with his ears closed. So his friend says, you have been studying this for so long. Haven't you memorized it yet? you should give up this dream that you can go to the US to be with Liwu. So he says, I will go to the US. You'll see. I will study well. He had to go to Liwu, so he was also studying well. When his friend sees that he is missing Liwu a lot, she also sits next to him and starts teaching him well. Then we see Shen Jin, who had started a new business with Shen. All the goods for the business were arriving, and she was getting them set up. When she returns home on the way, she sees the same ad of Liwu that she had shot. Seeing Liwu in the ad, she starts missing him a lot again. Then we see a scene from 2024 again where Sen Jin is in a meeting and is thinking about Liwu the whole time. Even after the meeting, everyone makes a plan to go somewhere, but Sen Jin refuses and quickly leaves from there. They stop her. It's raining very heavily outside. Don't go in such heavy rain. But still, she doesn't stop because she had to talk to Liwu and say, now I like you too. Now I can't stay away from you anymore. Due to the rain, her car also breaks down. So she calls Liwu and tells him, that day you asked me. She is only able to say that much when her phone's signal goes away and the call gets cut. Here, Liwu gets very worried about what Sen Jin wanted to say and where she is. He calls her back, but his call doesn't connect, so Liwu calls her friend. The friend says, Chen Jin left the company in a great hurry to go somewhere. Then we see Chen Jin, who is standing outside trying to stop someone so that someone can come to help her. The umbrella also slips from her hand due to the strong wind, and just then, Liwu also arrives there. Seeing him, Chen Jin becomes very happy and quickly goes and hugs him. He brings her to his car and gives her hot coffee because she was also very wet. Then they both come home. Liwu dries her hair. He says, I want to tell you something. But before that, Chen Jin says, I want to get back into a relationship with you. Hearing this, Liwu is very shocked that Sen Jin is saying this herself. Then she asks him, what were you going to say? Liwu says, I was going to say that I will not force you. If you like someone else, you can marry him. From now on, I will not say anything to you, but I just want to tell you that even if you like someone else, I will always keep liking you. Chen Jin holds his face and looks at him because his words reminded her of the old Liwu. Then she kisses him. Liwu kisses her back, and finally they both get into a relationship. The next day, Chen Jin comes to work and is looking very happy. Seeing her, Shen asks, why are you so happy today? So she says, just like that. She sees her keychain and asks, this is a couple's keychain, right? And this is a very famous brand, so now tell me, who are you in a relationship with? But Chen Jin doesn't tell her anything. Here we see Liwu, who was talking to Chen Jin. She is asking him, why did you give me this couple's keychain? Liwu says, isn't it nice? If you don't like it, we can get another one. Hearing this, Chen Jin becomes quiet because now she had to do things that she used to find cringe before. Seeing Liwu so much on the phone, Chung Rui says, oh, so this is what's going on with you. As soon as he sees him, Liwu immediately puts his phone down and starts looking out the window. The next day, Chen Jin comes to her friend's wedding. There, she is meeting people she knows when she also sees Wu-Fu there. Her friend also sees Wu-Fu and starts saying, I thought you wouldn't come here because of Wu-Fu. But Chen Jin says, it doesn't matter to me anymore whether he is here or not. Hearing this, she becomes happy and says, this is the thing I wanted in you. You should move forward like this and never stay behind in life. When her friend leaves after talking to her, Wu-Fu sees her alone and comes to her and starts saying, you will also find a boy soon. Then he starts talking about his girlfriend. I have found my life partner. As soon as his girlfriend sees him with his ex-wife, she comes towards him with a drink. She is about to throw the drink on Chen Jin, but just then, Liwu moves her aside, due to which the drink doesn't fall on anyone. His girlfriend also starts making excuses. It fell by mistake. Liwu says, it's okay, the drink didn't fall on either of us. Seeing Liwu, Wu-Fu starts asking, how are you here? So Liwu says, I am Sen Jin's boyfriend. Hearing this, Sen Jin's friends also come there and start getting very happy for her. Your boyfriend is very nice. The friend whose wedding it is also comes to Sen Jin and is happy for her. Wu-Fu gets very jealous, seeing them both so happy, and leaves from there. Then they both come home. Both have hugged each other when their mom comes there and sees them like that. Mom angrily calls Chen Jin inside to eat. She follows them fearfully. Mom gets very angry at her and is not letting her eat anything either. She says, I don't approve of this relationship because there is a very big age gap between you two. So Chen Jin says, I am also an adult and he is also an adult. And if we are both dating each other, what is wrong with that? So she says, there is nothing wrong. You are both adults, but there is a very big age gap between you. I want someone like Dr. Liu for you. Liwu cannot be your partner. Mom gets very angry at her and also leaves from there in anger. After going home, she tells Dad everything too, but Dad explains to her, don't get so angry. I will go home and talk to Chen Jin myself. I will see what she wants. Liwu is getting very worried about Chen Jin. He calls her on the balcony. Shenjin says, I knew that mom would not like this relationship, but she will gradually accept it. You don't need to worry. Everything will be fine. Then he relaxes a little. The next day, Liwoo is doing his work in the office with full focus. Then we see Senjin, whose dad has called her to talk. Seeing dad's face, she says, I think mom must have told you everything. Dad asks, are you really happy with him? And can you spend your whole life with him? So Senjin says, yes, I am very happy. And our relationship is not from now, but from before he went abroad. Hearing this, Dad asks, then why didn't you tell us before? So she says, I wanted to tell you, but we broke up before he went abroad because he was giving up the chance to go abroad for me, and I didn't want him to do that, so I broke up with him. And after he left, I met many people for 2 years, but couldn't get comfortable with anyone like that. I only feel good with Liwoo, and I am always happy with him. Hearing this, Dad says, now I am happy for you because your test is already over. You both have been away from each other for 2 years, but have been there for each other. And if your relationship is still going well after being apart for 2 years, then that is a very good thing. You both can live well together in the future too. Her dad had accepted her relationship, which makes Senjin very happy, but she was still tense about her mom. But Dad says, your mom will also accept him soon. Senjin comes down after getting free from the meeting, and Liwoo comes to pick her up. They both come out for a walk like that and then come to get their photo clicked. As the photo is about to be clicked, Liwoo suddenly kisses her on the forehead, because of which their picture comes out very lovely. When Chen-jin is taking that picture, Liwoo tells her, I paid for this picture, so I will keep it with me. Chen-jin says, oh, so that's why you were forcing me to pay, because you had already thought that you would take this picture. Liwoo had taken that picture, so Chen-jin clicks a picture of that picture on her phone. Along with that, she starts clicking Liwoo's picture too. Then they both come for shopping. There, Senjin picks out a coat for him, which Liwoo wears and comes out. Then she asks the worker to bring a tie and puts it on Liwoo. He wears the same dress to the meeting as well. All the girls are calling him handsome. Hearing this, Chung Rui tells him, I told you to come formally, but not so much that you start attracting girls here. So he says, Chen Jin bought this for me. Hearing this, he becomes quiet. After the meeting, both come out and start talking to their respective girlfriends. Liwoo tells Senjin, everything went very well. So she says, congratulations. Liwoo says, won't you give me a reward? Ken-jin says, I have already given you a reward. Liwoo doesn't understand anything from this. So Ken-jin says, you will find out. Then he comes to the office and everyone is looking at him strangely. He feels very strange. Just then, Chung-rae comes running there and tells him, did you see on Moments? Chen-jin has posted a picture of you and her and has also made her relationship official. That's why everyone is gossiping about you. He is very happy to see this and says, couldn't you have told me this earlier? So Chung-rae says, why else have I come running from so far? I have come to tell you. Then he takes flowers to Chen-jin and says, how did you suddenly do all this? So she says, didn't you want a reward like this? Liwoo says, I didn't say that, but I was not ready for such great happiness. Then she says, and did you come all this way just to ask me this? Liwoo says, yes. Then he gives her the flowers he had brought for her and starts kissing her right there in the company. Then we see Senjin's mom, who is looking at the same post again and again and accidentally likes it. She gets a little worried about this and starts to unlike it, but it's not working. So she immediately calls her husband and says, unlike this, it happened by mistake. Dad unlikes it but says, she has grown up now. Let her make her own life decisions. She can understand for herself what is good for her and what is bad. You shouldn't be so worried about her now. Whatever she does for herself, she will do it of her own will and for her own happiness. But Mom is not understanding his point right now. Here, Liwoo asks Chen-jin, did you talk to your mom? Chen-jin says, I didn't talk to her, but you don't need to worry about her. They are my parents. They won't be angry for long. But he is getting a little worried that if her mom and dad don't agree, how will they get married? In the next scene, we see Senjin's mom who takes out Senjin's album and is looking at her childhood photos. She also finds a USB, which she plugs in and starts watching. It contains a video of Senjin's childhood birthday in which, when Mom tells Senjin to make a wish before cutting the cake, she says, you make a wish for me. Whatever your wish is, that will be my wish. Then Mom makes a wish for her, may you always be happy. After this, she starts cutting the cake. Mom gets very emotional seeing this. Here, when Liwoo comes home from the office, Chen-jin is sleeping. Seeing her, he sits next to her and kisses her, so she wakes up and asks, where were you busy? Why didn't you pick up my call? Liwoo says, the phone's battery was dead. I was busy with work, so I didn't even look at the phone. When I checked my phone after getting free, I had a lot of calls from you, but it won't happen again from next time. Then he asks, did you eat anything? So she says, no. So he starts making something to eat for her. Senjin also comes and hugs him from behind and asks, "Why are you so busy with work these days? Is there any problem?" But he is not telling her anything, so Senjin says, "Do you remember we promised that we will not hide anything from each other?" At this, Liwoo first lifts her up and makes her sit and then says, "The product we have to make is costing a lot and we have to reduce it." Senjin starts explaining to him how he can reduce this cost. Liwoo gets an idea from her words and says, "Let me go now, because whenever I get an idea, I have to work on it at that very moment." She gives him permission to go and says, "Don't just work all night. Take some rest too." Liwoo kisses her and quickly leaves from there. He goes to the office and immediately starts his work. And this time, the project they make also has a very low cost, which makes them all very happy. Finally, the time for his project's presentation arrives. He explains his project very well in the meeting. After the meeting, everyone comes out and is waiting for the result to be announced. Just then, Liwoo's competitor tells him, "You shouldn't wait for the result because it's not going to be good at all. You should take your company in another direction. And I have heard that you have also sold your car to invest in this project. It must be very difficult for you to come here." Liwoo says, "No, it wasn't difficult for me at all." Just then, the result is announced and everyone is called inside. Everyone goes and sits inside. Liwoo's competitor is fully confident that their company will win, but that doesn't happen. Liwoo's company wins, and when this news is given to them, Liwoo and the people with him are very happy. Then, while leaving from there, Liwoo says in his ear, "You should think before you speak next time." Then he reaches her parents' house with Chen Jin. They both take a lot of things for them. As soon as Liwoo goes there and puts the things down, Dad calls him for work. He goes and starts helping them. The work they had been doing for a long time, he does it very quickly. They were preparing for a meal, so he also helps them. Mom says, "I didn't bring anything to drink," and she leaves and asks Liwoo to come with her too. Coming outside, she tells him, "I deliberately brought you outside because I want to talk to you about something alone," and then starts saying, "I wanted my daughter to find a boy who would keep her very happy. I wanted a sincere boy for her who would never leave her. What Woofu did to her should never happen again. And I like you, but I don't understand how I can trust you." Hearing her words, Liwoo says, "You can trust me. I will never do anything wrong with Chenjin, nor will I let it happen. And I will always keep her happy." Seeing this, Mom becomes happy and starts giving him a tissue, saying, "Why have you become so nervous? Compose yourself." Saying this, she happily leaves and Liwoo starts following her. Chen Jin is sitting with Dad and is getting worried. I don't know what Mom must be talking to Liwoo about. So Dad says, "All this is happening because of him. He was the one who sent us a letter." She doesn't know anything about the letter, so Dad tells her about the letter, where it would be. Chen Jin takes out a file and starts looking in it, in which Liwoo has written everything. How much money is in his account, how educated he is, and which degrees he has. He had sent them everything so that they would accept him. There is also a letter in the file in which Liwoo had written about his feelings. Chen Jin starts reading it. It says, "Please don't think that I will not keep Senjin happy. There was no one in my family. My parents had passed away. My grandpa had passed away. After them, if I have found someone worthy of my love, it is Kenjin. I want to keep her happy always. She is the first and last girl in my life. She is like a lucky star for me, and I want her companionship forever." He had written very nice things which impressed Tenjin as well. In the next scene, we see that Senjin finds a receipt in Liwoo's jacket, from which she finds out that he has bought a ring. Seeing this, Senjin thinks that maybe he is going to propose to her for marriage. The next day, Liwoo is bringing something or the other home, which he doesn't tell Tenjin and tells her, "You go to work. I am going to stay at home today." She quietly leaves, and she is thinking about all this in the meeting too, what Liwoo is going to do. She did not want any proposal for marriage right now because she did not want to get married yet. She also comes to talk to Chun Chang about this. "I don't want to get married right now." So Chun Chang says, "Why don't you want to? He is such a good boy. If he is proposing to you, you should accept his proposal. You shouldn't ruin his moment." When she is leaving with Liwoo, while leaving, she starts talking about her project. "I told you about my project, so would you like to give me any advice about it?" But Liwoo doesn't understand anything, what he should say about this. She wanted to clear her point with Liwoo in conversation. We should also see if the person is ready for marriage before proposing to someone. "You understand my point, right?" So he says, "Yes, I understand." She makes her point clear, but Liwoo is not responding much, so she sits quietly. The next day, when Sen Jin comes to Chun Chang's bar, she finds out that someone has decorated it very nicely here. Seeing this, Sen Jin thinks that Liwoo has done it for her. Liwoo is also standing there, so she goes to him and starts explaining, "Please don't do all this right now. I am not ready for this yet. Please cancel it for now." At this, Liwoo says, "You have a point, but for now, make way for the person for whom this decoration has been done. Step aside from here." Saying this, he takes her to the side. This decoration was not done by anyone else but Chun Chang's boyfriend. For her, he was going to propose to her for marriage here today. Chunchang wanted to get married, but she did not expect that her boyfriend would propose to her so nicely. He proposes to her, but instead of answering, Chunchang starts saying, "Look how cute and handsome you are, and look at me. I haven't even worn a new dress. I came wearing this old dress. If you were going to do all this, you should have told me too, right?" So he says, "If I had told you, how would it have been a surprise?" Everyone is laughing at his words. He tells Chunchang, "You look lovely to me like this too." He proposes, and she also immediately says yes. He puts the ring on her and kisses her, and Chen Jin starts clicking pictures of them both. Because this was her best friend's important day. Then she and Liwu come back from there. Ken Jin says, "The decoration was so nice, wasn't it?" So Liwu says, "Did you also expect something like this? You rejected me before I could even do anything. You are not disappointed, are you, that it wasn't for you?" So Chen Jin says, "No." They both happily leave from there. The next day, Liwu takes her to his village. There, a lady tells Liwu, "The contract you asked me to make, I have made it. Should I bring it?" Liwu says, "Yes, bring it. It is for Chen Jin." Sen Jin is looking at him very surprised what kind of contract it is. She brings the contract and gives it to Ken Jin, which is a donation certificate. She starts explaining, "Liwu has opened a study room here in your name." Chen Jin is very happy for them and asks him in surprise, "When did you do this? Why didn't you tell me?" So he says, "When I came back from the US, I started working on it then. And I have brought you here today to tell you." Then they both come to see the library, which was made very well. Chen Jin is very happy with this because she also wanted to do something like this. The children of the village also come to greet them, their faces bright with happiness. When they both come out from there, Liwu gives her a ring and says, "You can wear this, right? We are not getting married right now, but you can wear the ring." So Chen Jin takes the ring from his hand and wears it, and also puts a ring on him, and they both hug each other. All the children are happy seeing them, and with this, the drama has a happy ending.